Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. It's your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief, APGAINS here. We're joined by Van Seal, a.k.a. King Stepbro of the Step Bros, one of the most dominant IGL teams last season, looking to have a good season in Season 4 as well. But we're going to talk about something that I have not heard people talk about. We've complained, we've yelled, matchmaking sucks, but it's going to suck. What are we going to do about it? We're going to be constructive here, Van Seal. We're going to give you a solution instead of just crying like the baby APGAINS has been. If you like baby APGAINS or constructive APGAINS, consider subscribing. We're trying to get 14,000 subscribers by the end of February. I think you would enjoy being a part of that. Van Seal,
Do it.
I'm entering my roster, right? What's at the top of the roster? Our powerful characters, our GLs, our gases, our high relic characters. We got plenty of them, right, Van Seal?
Cups.
Oh yeah, well not yet.
Yep.
Once that Cup quadruple Omicron rework comes out, then he'll be at the top of our rosters. But for now, he remains at 6969 GP. So
Nice.
Me and many other people who are lower GPs, and this is something that not a lot of higher GPs think or even talk about, so I want to get your opinion on this, have been skyrocketing in matchmaking. Like I went from Chromium 3 to a Rhodium 2. I went from having to play
Wow.
I have to
That's a
play
lot.
I need an extra 4 teams now than I did a month ago. I don't have extra 4 teams at 4.2 million GP. I have to throw something together, and that's where the creativity comes into play, because we know that we can beat people with higher GPs. We're going to hop into my squad, Van Seal. You know, I have the squads like Space Jesus, Horsecock, Lock, Fart, Honeys, Force Boys and Girls, Shmiel S, Not the Trio, Double Penetration, Civilized, Florida Empire. We got the teams. You know, our Darth Ravens, our Jedi Knight, right? You know the teams.
Okay.
You know the
what game are we
squads.
talking about here?
You know the squads. We got the good ones. And then we go down. We got the Roaches. You know, we're discussing. We have the MILF Republic, the Traitors, the Murder Bears. And then we get to that theory crafting territory of a roster where nothing really makes sense, but we have to pull teams out of somewhere because we just skyrocketed in GAC, and, you know, teams have to be placed. I mean, not everyone can be APGAINS and place no defense and win. What do? You know, occasionally we have like the 69 team here where we just throw Piet, Cody, Sarge, TIE Pilot, and Bad Batch Echo because they're just high relics. We can get a couple of teams with that. But then we have this, something that I know you're going to love. Let me actually remove my face real quick so they can see it. Where is it? Okay. Boom! 2-star.
What is it?
Aura Singh.
Oh.
Gear 11 Mando. Gear 8 Grief. Gear 8 Zam. Gear 7 Greedo? No Zetas, no gear, no relics, disgustingly bad. But what do they have in common, Van Seal? It starts with an S. My dog is crying, and it rhymes with Schminergy.
Oh.
It's synergy, Van Seal.
Okay.
Tell me about the synergy of this team. Aura Singh, Mando, Grief, Zam, Greedo. Hi, dog. Even at low gears, can they do good stuff?
Absolutely. So I've talked about Aura Singh so much. I've kind of beat the subject to death sometimes, but yeah, Aura Singh, like, she doesn't need to be relicked to perform. You know, you put her leadership is so freaking good because when you put a whole team in stealth, you're eliminating counter chance, retribution, and then if you're want to try and direct your opponent, you can put one character out of stealth, either a non-bounty hunter or a non-attacker bounty hunter. That way, that character can be like a pseudo taunt, so to speak. So you can get really creative with the aura lead. I mean, like back in the day, like when she first came out, I used to run like 4 bounty hunters with like Wampa or Aura, 3 other bounty hunters, and then Nest. That way, like, Nest is the only person not stealth. So yeah, no, her lead is very, very strong, and that contract is very easy to complete. I mean, that contract, you just need to do 10 abilities. It doesn't matter what relic, gear level, your mods. You just need to do 10 abilities, keep your team alive, and then you have that Disintegrate online. So it's definitely something that you can use at low stars. I just wouldn't recommend going after something that's like, Gear 12 relic, obviously, where you're just completely outmatched, but definitely can get some use out of those characters. They don't need to be super spectacular to be useful early game.
And that's the thing with teams, and why you and me, we both love bounty hunters, because they work so well together. There are other teams, Night Sisters, Ewoks, that have really good synergy. And if you're skyrocketing in placement, you have so many extra teams. Like, let's say you had a 4 million GP account. You lost a couple of Galactic Legends, you lost a couple of your favorite toys. What are some squads that at low gear, if someone hasn't invested in, low gear Bad Batch, what are some squads that you would implement to fill those 6 extra teams that you're being forced to play, since apparently we're all gods in GAC and now we have to play people 2-3 million GP more or less. What are some high synergy squads that you would implement?
High synergy squads, other than bounty hunters, like I said, they're just so flexible. I would really also take a look at probably Padme, Bad Batch, Galactic Republic. I think like Padme especially. Padme is just, you just need a full team of Galactic Republic, and they pretty much operate to the same capacity. They'll be a little bit squishier and slower, but I think Padme is a good solution there. Other teams maybe like Mon Mothma, not too bad either. You really only need like 1, possibly 2 Zetas for that team to be online. So teams like that are definitely teams that you can kind of utilize early on without having to invest a whole lot into them.
Now, I'm also thinking of other teams, and this might be controversial in the 6-9 precinct, the most underfunded and undergeared precinct in the Coruscant underworld. APGAINS saying these words, they've never been spoken before. This is hollowed ground. This is kind of a unique situation we're finding ourselves in. Some squads that could maybe benefit from, just a little bit of effort to give you a solid extra team. You could gear up Spy. You could use the Geos. They don't have to be Watt ready, guys. Don't kill me. They don't have to be Watt ready. You don't have to get Watt shards. You don't have to be a good guildmate. APGAINS will never be a good guildmate. But you could throw out some gear, maybe a relic on Geonosh and Spy. If we go down to my research and development, you could have a couple of key relics and Imp Troopers. APGAINS said it. Imp Troopers and Geos Van Seal. APGAINS has always preached against them. But when you need so many gosh dang teams, you got to do it, Van Seal. Everything APGAINS has ever said has come crashing down upon him. He's a hypocrite. His penis is so small, Van Seal. What are we doing? What are we doing, Van Seal? Geos and Imp Troopers, can they work at low gear, Van Seal? That's the question I'm asking
you. Totally. Any of those teams that just attack out of turn, that just kind of like ramp or start a turret meter train, absolutely. Definitely can use them at low gear. For cleanup or take something out, gear or relic level equivalent. Those are definitely really good teams to invest in. Like even my Geos, like I have a huge account. My Geos are all still gear 12, and I think the only one that's relic is Sunfac, and they're still fine. So
why'd you relic Sunfac first?
Part of his ship, man. His ship. I need to take down executors consistently. I need to be a little bit beefier.
And now I'll defend myself a little bit here. The reason I will say we're gonna do a little bit of trooper action, we're gonna do a little bit of Bad Batch, a little bit of Geonosians, is because you not only need more teams on defense, you also need more teams on offense. And if your opponent finds himself in a similar situation, they could have some trash teams. And my gear 10, gear 8, gear 7 troopers are suicide on defense. Geos of any kind, unless they're like super tenacious, or kind of suicide on defense. But they can beat a couple of teams. Whoa. You just like went woo.
My bad.
It's okay. They couldn't see you right now. I'm in a game right now. But these teams punch up just enough so that you can save a little bit for defense. You take that, maybe a team that I was saving for offense. Maybe I was saving Horse Cocklock for offense. Maybe I had my not amazing bounty hunters. Maybe I moved them from offense to defense. I sub in, a relic Spy or a pretty bad Imperial Trooper team for the back wall. And then I've applied a little bit more pressure on defense to my opponent and gave myself a team that would be bad on defense, but is much, much better on offense. And hopefully that works out. But the moral of the story, Van Seal, is we can't just Relic 7 everything. We're going to run out of teams. We're going to run out of funds. You're going to run out of money. You're going to run out of money. I don't know about you. APGAINS is not made of money. If you're made of money, you can Relic 7 everything. Throw a little bit of gear pieces on some teams. Throw a relic on a team. Yeah. It'll help you. You'll thank me later. Van Seal, looking beautiful as always. Do you have any closing words to the 6%?
No, other than, just, if you're still having issues with the matchmaking, I would say just, try to
wait 6 months.
Give this new GAC wait 6 months. Yeah. Try to give it another season or two before you come to a final decision. I think that first season was not too bad for most people, but yeah. I mean, I even had some bad matchmaking myself. Like I went up against a guy that had 10.5 mil and everything was R7 with the exception of 4 characters. I was like, yeah, I'm not winning. There's no way. But I would say give it a chance. The CGs usually try to be more proactive than reactive, so we may not be done with GAC. I think they could make some adjustments to make it a little bit better. But other than that, I think that so far it's good for the game. I think a lot of people are getting more crystals than they were previously. I haven't heard a whole lot of
complaints
backlash
about
of
that.
I'm getting less crystals. So it seems like everyone's getting more.
Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, just stay positive and yeah.
The Bears.